The Merchant of Death is under attack. In the spirit of bringing forward this new Energon Universe, we are continuing with the tie-in comic, Destro. The self-appointed king of weaponry will have to find his place in a new world, quickly being absorbed by the Cybertronian technology far advanced than what he is used to. But first, he would have to survive the Chameleon, because someone was at his door. This was a sacred place. No one was supposed to know this location. So he knew the second he stepped out, he was going to have to face a fight, and he was going to have to win it, because nobody is allowed to know the tomb of Destro. With a smile, he let his intentions be known. When this is done, I will eradicate your corpse. Shorty was not backing down. She took aim and took her shot. Destro replied with the missile, but before he could fire, the launcher itself started to freak out. This was a device he built. This shouldn't be possible. Sadly, because of this, he wasn't focused on the bullet that just entered his chest, bringing him to the ground. Shorty saw this and figured the mission was over. She wanted to go confirm her kill. Giving up her position, she came down, trying to find Destro's corpse, but he wasn't down. He was up, and he was behind her. He tried to bring her to the ground, but Shorty was skilled enough to resist. His first question was, how did you do that? I built this rocket launcher myself. You should be missed, and yet here you stand before me. But she figured there was no point talking to a dead man. She proceeds to strike again and again. Realizing she wasn't making headway, she called in overkill and asked for support. During the call though, Destro heard her name, Chameleon. He said, that's a nice name. I would remember it once you're gone. Now he was starting to piss her off. She simply said, shut up and die. And he laughed. I can't die, at least not here, not in front of the tomb of my ancestors. How would I look at them when I pass to the afterlife? And she said, yeah, that's cool and all, but look above you. You're about to die either ways. Right above him were the same drones that attacked his compound. And at this moment, back at his factory, his employees were discovering something. These drones were not normal. They were far too advanced for the twins to own. Someone was playing Destro. Someone was trying to make Destro and the twins go to war. Now, it would be easy enough to tell him what they discovered, but he was dark. He could not be found. Unbeknownst to them, he was about to die. He had to run, because these drones only shot missiles, and those missiles eradicate flesh. Not being the type to give up, he still found his way to his craft. Sadly enough, Shorty wasn't playing too, because her missile still took the shot and brought his craft down. With this, she assumed the mission was over, and it really should have been. But this was Destro. Even his ancestors were very persistent. They were traitors, you see, but traitors in the sense that they sold weapons to both sides of a war. As punishments for this crime, he was given a crown, or should I say, he was given a mask made from the bullets dug out from good men. This mask was then burnt onto his face. He was a Destro, and a Destro does not stay down. They take their defeat and use it as a crown of honor, which was why he didn't die in the mountains. He doesn't have the luxury to die. He carried himself from the wreckage, walked to the enemy camp, and gave himself to the US government. He let them know, just like his ancestors, they do not have the luxury to kill him. They need him, because the person that will take control of his company may not have an alliance with the US government. It is best to deal with the devil you know. And we see who he was talking to. He was talking to the General Flag, and the deal was done. But back at his company, back at his country, the twins were making their move. It has been a week, and they haven't heard from Destro. They assumed he was dead, coming with full transparency that they planned to kill him, but it's been a week and they couldn't find him. You see, they were vultures. They wanted Mars Industries for themselves, and they had a big check to prove it. But Destro's cousin was surprised. Why pay so much? This company has been in our family for years. He wanted to show them the tech they were paying for, and they were absolutely astonished. It was cool until the bots started to kill each other. That is when they knew this is garbage. What good is a weapon that cannot tell who is the enemy? Everyone was learning that day, but nobody learned more than Destro himself. You see, his deal with the US government was access, and now he had it. He had all the information he could possibly want, especially the affairs of Duke himself. He saw that Duke had interacted with the Decepticon. All that was cool, but what he really wanted was the name of a particular person. And when he found it, he called the general and gave him his thanks. The general knew right then and there this was a mistake, but it was already too late. Destro had what he wanted, and he was going for the kill. He was going for revenge. Because as soon as this was done, he attended a party hosted by a young lady, a young CEO, and she was telling everyone to turn up, drink, have fun. And Destro said, of course I'd have fun. As soon as she turned around, she was shocked. Destro, you're alive? And he said, of course. May I have a moment of your time, my lady? And she said, of course. Can I just powder my nose? He said, sure. Take your time. And Shorty ran. I mean, she literally ran out of her own party. She was dead serious. She wanted to live. Destro, being a real G, decided he wasn't going to chase her. Calling one of his boys, his boy let off a rocket launcher directly for her head, but she still had the tech that always stopped projectiles from hitting her, literally stopping the rocket before she could burst in flames. Destro walked out of the shadows and said, I know you. I knew your father. He was a dreamer. The blonde wig was a nice touch, but you should have known you could never hide from me. She let him talk so he could get close, and as soon as he was close enough, she struck. She was good at fighting, but all of that doesn't stand against a bullet to your brain. You attacked my sacred grounds. You attacked my facility. Why shouldn't I kill you right here, right now? And she told him, because I didn't. He screamed, lies. I saw your drone. And she corrected him, of course those are my drones, but I didn't command the first attack. She then goes on to explain that this was a project led by her father. He was protecting, or rather he was creating an artificial intelligence, a global security system who would watch and keep world peace. The first attack was the system moving on its own. The second attack was her trying to cover her ass because she thought he figured it out. But now she was more concerned with what the system will do, because since it came online, it hasn't gone off since. Destro, looking at her, realized she was scared. He asked her a simple question. Where is your device? Where is your world peacekeeping machine? And she clarifies, it is right above us. It has been right above us all this time, observing, watching. And this made Destro smile. He was a lunatic, and this was a weapon he could control. But he wasn't watching his back. He wasn't watching his own factory, because someone wanted his factory more than him. And that person was coming in from a halo. Waiting for him were the twins themselves. We see exactly who the twins have been working for all this time. It was the Cobra Commander. The Cobra Commander was playing both sides. The Cobra Commander was him.